Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Angels and Destiny show. Why is this show called this, you may ask? So I'll tell you. The accepted meaning of angel is messenger, and the accepted meaning of destiny is to make firm establish. So my guest and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And of course, I do like working with angels, the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful guest, Isis Gaia. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching the show live at a later date, as it means a lot to both of us to connect with like-minded people. Now, if you've never met me before, then my name is Ray, and I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy. And I'm a guide who helps you remember your divine presence so that you can heal your past, find your purpose, create your future to expand your consciousness, understand your spiritual path, get clarity on your next steps, and take charge of your destiny so that you can fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. Now, each episode of this show covers various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation, angel oracle card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Isis Gaia, about co-creating heaven on earth, living in the fifth dimension with 2 feet on the ground, and how each one of us can be a conscious architect of the frequency of heaven on earth and daily paradise on earth. Now, Isis is an alchemist of the new earth, a lover of the ancient mysteries, the stars, the sun, and the roses. She is a medicine woman, a guide, a channel, sister of the rose. And when she was 20 years old, she had a car accident and has seen the light of other dimensions and received codes for her mission on earth. Now, for the last 7 years, she's been traveling, activating the ley lines in Latin America with Golden Light Humanity codes. She is the founder of the Golden Rose Mystery School, initiating divine feminine and masculine leaders to reclaim their priest lineages, ancient soul gifts, birthing their sacred mission as leaders of light on the new earth. She is the founder of Pure Gold, which is golden light elixir that holds the Christ-like codes. Isis guides pilgrimages to sacred places such as the Andes in Peru, Mongolia, Egypt, Mexico. And Isis speaks English, Spanish, German, Polish, Portuguese, English, and some Farsi. So she's truly multidimensional, and she is humbled and inspired to be your guide. So without further delay, hello Isis, and welcome to the Angels and Destiny show. How are you today?
Hello, Ray. Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel good. I am repiecing myself together after the Aurora Borealis experience. I think it's very serendipitous that we've arranged for this podcast. I think 3-4 months ago, and we are in this divine portal right now. Um, where we are really reactivating ourselves, resetting ourselves into higher, expanded, expanded comprehension of who we are on Earth, and yeah, experiencing it through many different senses.
Yeah.
Seeing the reality through many dimensions. So I've been affected by this experience. So I'm just piecing myself together now.
Yeah. Hopefully this show will get you back onto that path. So before we get into this fascinating conversation, I think it's going to be very fascinating. I want to remind you that not only can you share this video, but you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Isis and I want to be part of this conversation. So please don't be shy. And I can see we've got a couple of people watching already, so please do say hello. So Isis, why don't you tell us more about your journey and how we can co-create heaven on earth?
I believe we are all carry the sacred song in our soul. And when the more time we spend on earth, the more we remember the true, authentic song of our soul. And the quicker we remember, the much more divine and beautiful life on earth becomes. So for me, I think it's all about remembering, or as I say, remembering through the sun, because I feel that the light is information. Light carries a lot of information. So how I began this journey, oh la la. I always see everything in rainbows, always, but nobody was able to share that vision that life is a big rainbow. And now, after what we've experienced in the last few days, I think we all can, have this confirmation that life is a beautiful, magical rainbow. But what has been a very pivotal point in my life, having a car accident when I was about 20. My parents got me my first car. Well, how much can I share? But okay, let's say I was modeling back there and coming back from the modeling show at night. I got hit head on, and it was a very difficult journey. I'm happy I am alive, but I also lost a sense of consciousness and was in coma for 4 to 6 hours. And I did not really understand what was going on with me because I was on morphine, as you know, having that kind of an experience. You cannot really see what is real, what is not. You take everything for reality. But what I remember from that moment is that I saw a tunnel and I saw a lot of beautiful people smiling, and I saw the police smiling, and I saw that people who have passed away also there, and I just felt this equanimity and this expansion that has nothing to do with the body. It's just like beyond you. It's this feeling of infinite peace. And I feel this infinite peace has always been this drive for me to look for that in this reality. So I started studying. I was living in different ashrams. I was in the Buddhist temples. I was studying Kabbalah. I was like, what is it that I've seen? What is the light at the tunnel, this experience, this divine, So I guess this journey has really brought me to many different places to comprehend unity, that there are different paths to maybe come to the same conclusion, that we are one under the sun. And what I mean, we are one. Different levels of expanded awareness of ourselves, of our reality. And the more we can tap into, and I feel our heart is the portal, the purer is the heart, the more we can see. And it's not only see through the eyes, it's seeing through the third eye and feeling through the heart. So I remember when I was lying on this bed, coming back, it said, it's not time for you to go yet. It's not time for you to go yet. And this was kind of tattooed into my soul, and I carried it with me, wherever I went. What does it mean? It's not your time to go yet. And when the pandemic happened, I began to have dreams, and I really received a lot of even before the pandemic happened. I was guided to so many places around the planet. I spent 7 years being guided to many sacred places in Latin America, and the Lago Titicaca, which I find that is the Akashic record accelerator. Just by sitting in the Lago Titicaca, you begin to remember your past lives and your mission. So many of these places, and I was guided to, and when the pandemic was happening, I was guided to Brazil. And this is actually, when you're asking, what is your name, Isis? It's just, you come into this life and you take different frequency and you receive them through visions or through channeling. And I've been asked to take this frequency maybe about 5 years ago. And I had this dream in Brazil. It says, now you have done so much work. We want you to take this frequency and work with the Christ consciousness and with roses and just help people remember. So my accident has really been an accelerator for help me remember. And this is how I feel we can become the co-creators of heaven on earth. By going to the places, we awaken past life memories, whether it's in Egypt, for example. I was in Egypt now in February doing initiation of the priestesses of the rose, because I believe we are all Isis or Mary Magdalene. We are all that, Just we need to remember, and how we remember is by going to these places. So there's nothing more beautiful to see for me. It's like being the midwife of the golden age, just seeing all my brothers and sisters all are rising together. It's such a beautiful feeling when we begin to remember. So I think these places and co-created heaven on earth, for me, the way I do it, first of all, is with my emotions, with my energy, and with the thoughts, and co-creating as a community, sharing the same vision, but also bringing people the places, the places, sacred places where they had past lives, and they have like these aha moments. It's like, wow, I was that priestess, I was that priest, I was that medicine man, shaman. Yes, you were, and it's now for you to retrieve that. So for me, this searching in every temple and travel and looking has really been paving a way for me to say, hey, let's go. Let's see what this beautiful jewel case has for you. What have you left in these different parts of the world that you can retrieve now and become? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I feel that Aurora Borealis is another update. Like we had what did we have? The sun eclipse. It was like dimming reset of our old DNA. I humbly feel we have so much infinite potential that we haven't even touched it yet. So I feel like the eclipse was like reset, like all the karma gone, and the Aurora Borealis was like the most dimensional divine being that can create the paradise. I don't know if you, when you as a child saw these paradise books with the animals and the rivers, and they talked about Garden of Eve, and it felt so far stretched. I feel we are back to that. Our heart and our vision is manifesting that back here on earth.
Yeah, it totally is, and when I've taken people into future lifetimes, they say Earth is so much different. It is kind of like more Eden, like more Shambhala, like it is absolutely beautiful. The air is clean, people work with each other, nature and it just works everything in harmony.
Mm-hmm. It's here when we have harmony within, we can see it. We can see the positive, but the key is to know that our mind is like this photographic machine. It's like how you call it, a camera, right? It's like a camera. Whatever we're gonna feed it with, which means our mind and whatever we're seeing, this is what we're gonna see in reality. If we think about roses and rose garden and paradise, we're eventually gonna manifest that, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally. And roses are a beautiful, an absolutely beautiful flower. And I've noticed in the last couple of years, they've kind of like become more noticeable. They're being more used more in the spiritual realms. Roses are really sort of like coming to the fore now, I think.
Actually, what they say about roses, sweetheart, they say, well, what I felt is that they are stars in the skies, that they're like this Venusian, they're like the stars in the skies to remind us of our own divinity, because they're like the sacred geometry, right? When you look at a
Yeah.
rose, it is a spiral. So they say that a rose is truly a shining star in the skies, reminding us of our divinity, but also the subtlety of a rose, of a flower. I feel we are coming back to this essence that we no longer need to roar to get our message across. We can be, it's not about the words and how high you raise them. It's about your energy, how you raise your energy. Yes. So I feel we're coming back to this feminine way of being, to just softening within so we can be softened with the world, that we be loving and kind and compassionate with the world. But also the Sisters of the Rose, this was like a portal to remembering our priestesses lineages. Yeah. This was like a portal. if you remember, you remember, and then you're being initiated. You're being initiated because all these archetypes or the avatars of the divine feminine have been working with the rose essence, which is divine love, which I find what humans are aspiring to is to that integration between humanity and divinity, and our vulnerability is true divinity. This is our superpower. When people talk about superpower, I say your vulnerability is your divinity, and this is your superpower. So, what I can say about roses, which we have here as well.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. If you dream about roses, eventually your heart will become like a rose, or you will manifest rose gardens. And this is what happened to me when I was in Brazil and I was asked to take the frequency of Isis. I end up going back to Europe because I couldn't back to my home in Peru. I went to Ibiza and a beautiful home manifested itself with so many roses. And then I was able to streamline to receive all the information of different colors of roses, how we can heal ourselves. So I also do healing with roses modality because roses really heal. And if you want to be happy in life, it's our heart to be happy.
Yes, and that, and that really is something that we all want. And it's quite interesting that you've mentioned about the roses for healing, because obviously when people think about colors or for healing, quite often it's like crystals, isn't it, that people think of. I don't think a lot of people think about different colors of roses or the smells of roses that can be a healing thing as well.
Not only healing, sweetheart, it is such a priestess activation. It's like depends where you want to work. I have these elixirs, pure gold and pure rose. And I was guided to prepare them. And the pure rose has been taken to Egypt and to the Mary Magdalene pilgrimage in south of France. And the most important thing with our medicine is what do we put in there? What is our prayer? So it can heal your heart. It can awaken you to your goddess essence, to your priestess essence. It can do so much and can help you remember also your sovereignty. It's really amazing. Crystals are amazing, but roses are so subtle, and we're entering into the subtle era. Heart, earth, the same letters.
They are indeed, yes. Yeah.
So,
I would, well, and that's what I love about words. And that's why I always say, you have to be really careful about how you use words, because of those subtle differences. It's like I very rarely use the word believe, and the reason is because in the middle of believe you've got the word lie.
oh
So
wow.
so I always go, I don't believe, I know. I either know it or I don't know it.
Powerful.
Which is a slight difference. And it's when you start looking at words, and as I said, like words like earth and heart, anagrams, words can be anagrams as well, which give you that different energy.
Definitely. They're portals. They are such a portals to ascension, like inner standing right now. We even need a new language right now. We really don't need words. There is a saying, we use words to tap our feelings, to cover our feelings. And I feel we are in this day and age right now where it's all about frequencies and feelings and sound. Less is more.
Yeah, but I think it's going to take a little while for people to actually get there. Not as long as it was going to take, because things have sped up, so it's going to be a lot quicker now to how it would have been years ago. Everything is now speeding up, which I think is absolutely amazing. It's just that we need to keep up with it.
Hey, yes. I feel like how do we keep up with it? I feel we are still running like iPhone's number 4, and it's time to be an iPhone 14. And I mean, as a human channel of the divine, because Mother Gaia is vibrating at a very high frequency. And this is like a historic opportunity for us to align, right?
Yeah,
And those that are really outdated, not those, we are that are not keeping up with the frequency of Mother Gaia, we are staying behind and we're not having a full experience of the paradise that it's in front of us. Of course, sometimes we fall and then we have to go up, right? But it's so important that we need to keep on upgrading.
exactly. And I think, things like the Aurora Borealis actually are quite good at doing that, because it's kind of like the universe is stepping in and going, okay, you might be a little bit behind, so we're just going to give that little boost,
Okay.
just to remind you, on the subconscious level, that it's a little bit more here.
It's beautiful. It's like confetti. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. But the most beautiful thing is the more people are seeing it. More people are seeing, and they're like, yeah, there is, yeah, there is an angel in the sky. There is a Mother Mary. When I woke up 2 days ago, I have an angel wing when I was on the terrace doing yoga. It's like, it's messenger when who is ready to see, they receive their messengers, because the messengers, I don't want to say it from above, because we always think, oh wow, it's above, but actually the messengers from all the realm, they want you to be in constant communication, because they're guiding you to a new knowledge, new place, new relationship. So it's very important to develop relationship with the symbolism, which are the portals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So how can we, in our human form, actually become the architect of frequency of heaven on earth, in a daily practice? Because obviously, life gets in the way. You have bills to pay, you have the conversations going on, all the doom and the gloom. So
Uh-huh.
how can we as individuals, be that conscious architect and stay in that energy when we can?
Yes. Um, there is a saying, I think, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. So I believe we need to decorate our hearts as an altar. We are like divine love on 2 feet. And once we remember that, we really need to nourish ourselves. I think self care is the portal to higher frequency. Um, we have so many tools. I really believe is like nourishment. I also say self-love is your superfood. Yeah, this is what I say. So carve that time. If your soul, not every soul is on the same path, right? Like you working, sweetheart, with angels, and you working with crystals and many other modalities, because your soul needs this to stay pure, to stay ascended and with 2 feet on the ground. But this is what you work with. So I feel for the people that are remembering, and I'm going to go back to these pilgrimages, like you've been to Mexico and we've been to Peru, and they say that even like Avalon and Glastonbury, right? What a powerful place is that, right?
Well, I mean, I take people on retreats down to Glastonbury,
Yeah.
and I've been going up and down there for 20 years. And on one of my visits there, and I was in the White Spring, and I was in meditative state. I was actually one of the original goddesses of Glastonbury,
Hey,
of the White
yes,
Spring. Um,
beautiful.
and then when that time I did go to Peru, which was a life change. This we're going back many, many years, but that was life changing for me, because everything just, it was all synchronicities how I ended up going there, what happened, and that day on Machu Picchu, when I stood on one of the platforms and I looked down, and I'd actually been transported back in time, and I was actually addressing Incans below me, was absolutely, it was
That's
it was a
beautiful.
change.
Yeah.
So all these places in the world are portals, and if you get the chance to go to them, then go. But I think also sometimes you don't need to physically, if you're aware of them and you tap into their energy, I think you can still get that remembrance. I mean, what do you think about that?
I feel personally, if you've been to Peru and had this Machu Picchu experience, you can go into meditation and go there. It was a very visceral, somatic. And same thing with Avalon, with at the White Spring. Like,
Yeah.
you can always go there. But if you haven't had the experience, because I believe we're very somatic beings at the same time, so there is something very beautiful that happens at pilgrimages. We cry when we have these remembrances, and then we are being witnessed. We're being witnessed, and I feel so amazing is to allow yourself to be witnessed when you're going through this breakthrough, because I imagine, like in your life, when you came back from Peru, from Machu Picchu, or from Glastonbury, and having that experience, your life has just completely transformed.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think when people do go on these journeys, these pilgrimages, they are life changing. Even if you don't realize it at the time, you'll come back and then something will sort of like click in your head.
Yes, and through your dreams, or when we women, we also menstruating, where we become really in tuned, or where we just in tuned with nature's of cycles of nature, where we are more connected, or meditation. And like happened to me when coming back from Egypt, like reading the hieroglyphs, all the hieroglyphs from all the temples start coming into my body, and it just happens because they are really high activation. And I say often, you know what, you can sit in south of Spain for 20 years and do some goddess circles and meditation, or you can go to Egypt for 7 days if you have a good guide and
Yes.
you be accelerated. Because as much there is power, there is a lot of darkness. And when we illuminate darkness, we step into our power. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And anyone who's watching, if you've got any questions that you want to ask, then please do, or share your thoughts and comments. Have you ever been on a pilgrimage somewhere? If you had a life-changing experience, because we'd love to hear from you on here. So, Isis, when you take people on pilgrimages or working with your elixir, how do you actually work with people? What kind of things do you do?
Before I take people on pilgrimage, I prepare them energetically. There are certain places that you have to be prepared energetically. It's not even like going to Peru and be in a high altitude and need coca leaves. Like going to Egypt, I believe if you're going on a spiritual journey, you cannot just like show up. You literally cannot just show up. So what I do a previous work with everyone at least a month or 2 months before, to make sure that energetically we are really stepping into a same frequency. So I am preparing everyone and I am inspiring them to connect also, for example, to the Inca codes, to to the ancestral codes in Peru. Or so this is how I prepare beautiful people. And then in Peru, for example, right now, we will be staying at the native communities, at the Quero community and at the Amaro community of weavers. What I mean, in ancient languages, these are codes. These are really codes because their languages are not constructed like English or Spanish or German or other languages, right? it's literally based on receiving the information from the stars, like saying thank you in Quechua is my dove is smiling at your dove, you know, or saying goodbye in Quechua means when the God unites us again. Like, so I feel it's very important that people have a very cultural, native culture experience, because it's all about transmission. It's not about my words. It's about the earth carry codes, these guardians, the Kero people, they're super connected. And you know, Peru is connected to Egypt, like, and they're connected to Mexico, and everything is like the solar temples, sun temples in Egypt, in Mexico, in Colombia. They're all like running on one frequency, they're all communicating. So what do? We do a lot of ceremonies, yeah. And again, with the natives in sacred sites. We also, for example, in Peru, we don't call it mountain, we call it the spirit of mountains. So there is a learning how to relate to nature in a very honorable and sacred way. On this journey, we will be working also, maybe whoever wants to try the medicine of Wachuma, which is bringing you even to develop a closer relationship with nature, because this journey is all about heart. And the leaders of these new times, we are leading through heart and authenticity. Like, there is nothing else that we need to do. So what this pilgrimage is all about is for people who have visions, how they want to implement projects, or they know that they're a medicine woman or man in a concept because everybody in Amsterdam is telling them, but to activate that, to embody that. It's like you going to Machu Picchu, standing on top of Huayna Picchu or Machu Picchu, and it's having this remembrance. And then from all these 20 years that they've been hearing, oh, you're a real medicine woman. Yeah, but this is the times where people are going to be really activated so they can start embodying. But also many places in Peru, they also need these light codes that we carry. And people who have been activating the grid lines, we also exchanging. So we're renourishing, we're activating the places with star codes, with light codes, and we are receiving. So mostly it's about the group, where the group is being guided, but we have ceremony prepared, we have a sweat lodge prepared. Remember, it's all about the heart. And we will be going to where the Incas have left their footprints, is going to be really reminding yourself what does it mean to be a solar leader? What does it mean to be connected to the sun, and learn from these beautiful ancestral beings who left the keys for us to remember. So there's going to be a lot of bathing in sacred waters, purification ceremonies, coca ceremonies, staying at 2 different communities who speak original languages. Of course, we're going to be in Machu Picchu and the Rainbow Mountain, and whatever else happens when we go on these pilgrimages. But for example, in Egypt, I also try to bring the Egyptian, try to co-create with the people of Egypt, right? Because they also, the portals. We can receive it in meditation, but even when you're standing next to someone who carries the codes, you're being activated. So this is where I'm organizing this pilgrimage in September. Portal 99 will be activating in Machu Picchu. It's the activation of heaven on earth. And I'm really excited to come together, because it's all about soul tribe. It's better to be doing it together and without the language to explain than to be doing it alone, because I know everybody's doing alone. I know you do ceremonies alone. I know you're activating the grid lines. I know how powerful is when we come together in the same prayer, same intention, same purpose. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, and that is what it's all about now, you know, and I think that's what people are remembering, that yes, we're our own unique individual, our own sovereign being, but when we bring our sovereign being with someone else's sovereign being and someone else's sovereign being, and we're all on that energy, then everything just expands, and we're so much more powerful, so much more connected to everything, expanding not just our vibrations, but everyone else's vibrations when we do all work together. So we're not just co-creating with Earth, but we're co-creating with each other. And I think that is so beautiful that we can do that now.
Yes. We are weaving. We just like using the same thread, which is divinity, and sovereignty or vulnerability, and we just weaving into beautiful, I don't know, carvings and carpets. And I really believe it's the time for moving from me to we. It's like saying, what can we do together? It's not thinking what is in for me, but what can I learn from others? Because I already know I can learn from myself, right? I've been in this vehicle for so long, so please help me learn from other people how they do it, right?
Oh,
And I lived in Peru.
exactly.
I lived in Peru for 5 years in the jungle, in the Andes, and I was carrying the frequency of Amaru, which means the sacred serpent, guardian of ancestral wisdom and plant wisdom. I was carrying that frequency for 5 years, and then the Isis frequency came. Let's see what's next. So I highly encourage anyone who's watching and they're like, oh, I'm not going to change. Like, I'm getting this name, Naraya, coming through, or Solara, or I'm not going to change. I'm like, you go for it, because your life will transform. Very often we receive our names because of some grandmother, and maybe the karma wasn't too good. So maybe if you've been carrying the same name for 40 years, it's time to change your reality, change your circle, and change everything, right? So I'm not afraid when the frequency comes to me. First, a week or two, people think I'm crazy, and I'm like, look, let me just ride the unicorn.
Exactly. And we should be, riding the unicorns, embracing the rainbows, because that's what life is. You look at children who, embrace all those magical things, and look how happy they are. So why shouldn't we embrace them and be as happy as we possibly can? We can be, because we have this time on Earth in this human form to experience everything. So why do we not want to experience it with happiness and joy?
It's not I don't feel it's a mental or cognitive decision, right? The more healing we do, right? And they say children are the most illuminated beings and animals. They're so pure and innocent. I don't think they have any second intentions or motives, right? And I sometimes feel that the mind gets in the way, but the more we heal, as you know, the more we work with these angelic energies. And I think you ask, how can we live this heaven on earth? And for me, it's really simple. Nourish your soul, nourish your altar, right? But of course, food you put in, thoughts you have, emotions, but be more like a child. Get excited. There's not enough excited adults, creating, painting the towns in rainbows. I do feel that this is what happens with elderly when I watch my grandparents or great grandparents, where they become elder, they become children. And this is the beauty. This is the beauty. What we can learn from not only children, but our grandparents or great grandparents is when you don't have to show for anything else. You can just be. And what you really want to be is joyful and share the joy with everybody else who wants to share the joy. And yeah,
absolutely beautiful. So on that note, as you know, I do guided meditations and I read angel cards. And each week I like to ask my guest what they would like me to do for themselves and everyone watching. So Isis, would you like me to pull an oracle card or do a mini guided meditation? What would you like?
I would feel like your guided meditation would be very beautiful to close this conversation.
Okay, perfect. And what we will do a guided meditation with see which cards.
Or maybe with the cards, if it's possible as well.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll do the guided meditation from the card that decides
Beautiful.
to
Beautiful.
come out. Okay, so If everyone, you want to close your eyes, and as you do so, take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, just release everything that doesn't need to be here. Take another deep breath in, and on the out breath, just release everything that doesn't need to be here. And allow your breathing to fall into its natural rhythm. With every in-breath, relaxing you more and more, and every out-breath, just letting everything go. And think about relaxing your whole body. Think about relaxing your whole body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, all the way down your arms to your fingertips. But when you think about relaxing, so you will relax. Give yourself permission and allow yourself to relax. And as you allow yourself to relax, just take your awareness to the top of your head. And just see, if you'll imagine or know, the whole of your head starting to relax. And just allow that relaxation to move down into your brow, your temples, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your cheeks, your mouth and your jaw, feeling so relaxed. As this relaxation moves down into your neck, down into your shoulders, as if they're being bathed in beautiful warm sunshine. As this relaxation moves down your arms, all the way to your fingertips. And just allow this relaxation to move into your upper body as you feel your chest muscles relax, your stomach muscles relax, the whole of your back relax as this relaxation moves down into your hips, your pelvis, your buttocks, sinking you deeper down where you are sitting. As this relaxation moves down your legs, all the way to your toes. And it feels so wonderful to be so relaxed. And now just use your imagination and imagine there's a staircase with 5 steps. 5 steps leading down to a beautiful door. And in a moment, you're going to walk down these steps from 5 to 1, each descending number relaxing you more and more. So let's start walking down the stairs now. 5, going deeper down the stairs. 4, deeper down the stairs. 3, more and more relaxed. All the way down the stairs. 2, 1. You find yourself standing in front of that door. And I want you now to open that door. And as you do, you step through and find yourself in a field of wheat. Tall wheat that just seems to tower above you. And it's as if you don't know where you're going. You can't see. All you can see is these sheaves of wheat. But as you stand there and you ask that question, which way shall I go? You notice that a path starts opening up. And you start walking along that path. And as you walk along that path, more and more the wheat separates and allows you to go through it. You know that you are breaking a trail. Where is that trail taking you? You know that this path, this trail is taking you to something absolutely amazing. It's going to give you a breakthrough, maybe something you've been wanting, something that you know is going to be of benefit to you, to others, but you felt blocked. That path is opening up now for you. That breakthrough is at hand. So just keep walking. Allow the wheat to create that path for you. And before you know it, you have reached that goal. You've actually stepped into what you want to create, what you want to bring in, how you want to feel, how you want to be. It's there in front of you now. So I'll give you a moment just to feel that energy, allow it to penetrate, to saturate every single cell of your body. How wonderful does it feel to know you've had that breakthrough? You've reached where you wanted to reach at the moment. Just allow that energy, get a real sense. And as you get a sense of feeling of this, whereabouts in your body do you feel it? And wherever you feel it in your body, take your attention there. And as you do, ask, if it had a colour, what colour is this? And just allow the first colour to come to your mind. And as you do, just expand that colour from where that feeling is in within you. Allow it to fill your physical body, all your cells, your DNA, and just allow it to expand outwards into your aura, into your etheric body, into your etheric field, into the universe. And you can switch this energy up as much as you want, or if it's too much, just bring it down slightly. And this is an energy that you are going to bring back with you. This energy, this color, this knowing that you have had this breakthrough. You have achieved what you wanted to achieve at this moment in time. And now before you, your stairs appear. That door leading up to the stairs. So go through that door and find yourself at the bottom of the staircase. And in a moment, I'm going to count you up the stairs from 1 to 5. Each ascending number bringing you back to the present, to the here and now. Remembering your whole journey, bringing back that color, that feeling. So let's start walking up the stairs now. 1, coming further up the stairs. 2, further up the stairs. 3, remembering every single thing, feeling it, knowing it. All the way up the stairs. 4, coming all the way to the top of the stairs. 5, fully back, fully present. Move your body, stretch, ground the energy within you. Open your eyes when you are ready. Make sure you are fully back, fully present, fully grounded. And welcome back. So everyone who's been watching this, please do make sure you're back. And if you want to share your experience, then please feel free to share that in the comments. How are you feeling, Isis?
Oh, thank you for this soul nourishing meditation. I felt I needed to embody. It was very beautiful. I also felt like the Aurora Borealis energy that you brought. It was very beautiful. I feel embodied and expanded. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, the card that came out was Breaking Trail, which is a breakthrough is at hand. So for you and everyone watching, there is a breakthrough coming for you. And by doing this guided meditation, it really is sort of like solidifying and bringing that into the here and now for you. So it's absolutely amazing to see what's going to come of that for you.
Yes. Remembering there is more sun flares coming through the next few days. So just opening ourselves to that, opening ourselves to the new, to the breakthrough, as you said, the breakthrough.
Exactly. So, Isis, do you have any insights or thoughts or last words of wisdom to leave our viewers?
Well, I don't know about so much wisdom, but they said seeing is believing, right? I would say believing is seeing, but now Ray is saying knowing is seeing. And let this be our mantra, right?
Yes.
This knowingness is seeing. And then what would be the other one? Then seeing is believing. So now it's knowing is seeing, right? So I would
Yes.
say dream beautiful dreams into reality. If you think about roses, eventually your heart will become a rose and you'll be surrounded in a rose garden full of love. And that's all I can say. Let's dream beautiful dreams together.
That's absolutely beautiful. Yes. We need all these beautiful dreams coming into reality now. It will bring heaven on earth so much quicker for us.
Yes, something else that is coming to me, as you said, share a phrase. Dreaming by yourself stays a dream, and dreaming it together we manifest it into reality.
Beautiful. Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for that.
So let's stay with this beautiful notion. Thank you so much, Ray, for inviting me. I'm very humbled to be here with you and nourishing each other and co-creating. This time is all about co-creating, moving from me to we. Thank you.
Exactly, it is. So I hope everyone that you've enjoyed this conversation and found it insightful, because I know I definitely have. So if people want to connect with you, Isis, how do they do that? And how do they find out about this pilgrimage to Peru?
Okay, beautiful. So I am creating my new website. It's called puregoldelixir.com. But please say hello on Facebook. I'm mostly speaking Spanish on my Facebook, but please come join the Weavers of Light community that we're creating. Everybody can publish wherever they feel. It's all about living in a 5-dimension, uplifting each other. Or you can just send me also. You can find me also on Instagram, but I'm very active on Facebook, Isis Gaia. So I look forward to hearing from you. I will share all the PDFs I have and happy to get to know you and co-create magic together.
Beautiful. That is absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much, Isis, for sharing your wisdom. It has truly been a brilliant conversation. And of course, everyone who's watching, if you are now ready to remember your divine presence and step onto your spiritual multidimensional path, but maybe you feel lost, confused, or stuck alone, then please feel free to reach out and connect with me, and we can arrange a free 20-minute clarity video call where to see where you are now and how you can move forward to take charge of your destiny so you can spread your wings and soar. And of course, you can receive a free Future Life Progression recording to discover your destiny by singing to your future to get guidance and clarity that you can use in your current life. And you can see how beautiful life is in the future, as well as a couple of other free gifts by signing up to my newsletter. And of course, again, thank you everyone so much for watching. And I'd like to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more people who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny just like you. And of course, if you are watching this on YouTube, then please feel free to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified when the show goes live or I post new guided meditations. And do check out not just my YouTube or my social stuff, but Ice's YouTube channel and all her social media stuff, because the more you subscribe, you like, you comment, you share all the work we do, the more our messages get out there and the more you're helping co-create this energy, this wisdom that's going out into the world that is of benefit to everyone and everything. And it is weaving that web of magic so that we can create heaven on earth. So, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. And I look forward to you joining me same time, same place next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. See you soon.